Taiwan refutes rumors of undersea cable outages. Low enrollment in Taiwan's new 3+2 vocational program. Taiwan Analyst reveals PLA strike plans on Hsiung Erh-E missiles. Putin hails unprecedentedly high relations with China. U.S. court rules many of Trump's global tariffs illegal. North Korea releases military propaganda video. 6.0 magnitude earthquake rocks Afghanistan. Sunken city's treasures pulled from the depths after 2,000 years.
Hello everyone, I'm Hsiung. Thank you for joining us on FUNDAY News. It is Wednesday, September 3rd, Global Talent Acquisition Day, and here are your top stories. And for today's Taiwan news, Taiwan's Digital Affairs Ministry dismissed online rumors of widespread cable outages, confirming all 10 domestic undersea cables are functioning normally. Of 14 international cables, 3 are under repair due to natural or human causes, but backup routes ensure communications remain unaffected. Taiwan's Education Ministry launched a new 3+2 program letting vocational high school students advance to universities without exams and graduate with an associate degree. Despite participation from 38 universities and 130 schools, first-year enrollment fell short, with NTUST's automation track enrolling just 21 students and 1 partner school recording 0. At a report on PLA invasion scenarios, think tank advisor Gao Zhirong revealed Taiwan's Hsiung-E missiles, with a 1,200-kilometer range, are deployed at 4 bases. He said China would target them with about 20 ballistic missiles and 160 PHL-191 rockets, though effectiveness depends on Taiwan's mobile deployment. And in global news, Russian President Vladimir Putin hailed relations with Beijing as being an unprecedentedly high level on Tuesday in his first formal talks with his host Xi Jinping since arriving. The meeting at the Great Hall of the People in Beijing is the latest show of solidarity between the two strongmen, as Putin shrugs off Western pressure to end his war on Ukraine, and Xi casts his country as a new leader of world governance, at a time when U.S. President Donald Trump's foreign policy is upending the globe.
Harking back to Soviet ties with China during World War II, Putin hailed the memory of the brotherhood in arms, trust, mutual support, and firmness in defending common interests as the foundation of their country's strategic alignment in the new era. Putin told Xi, "We were always together then, and we remain together now." Xi said China-Russia relations have withstood the test of shifting international circumstances and called Putin an old friend. He added, China is willing to work together with Russia to support each other's development and revitalization, firmly uphold international fairness and justice, and build a just and reasonable global governance system.
A U.S. appeals court has ruled that most tariffs issued by U.S. President Donald Trump are illegal, setting up a potential legal showdown that could upend his foreign policy agenda. The ruling affects Trump's so-called reciprocal tariffs imposed on most countries around the world, as well as other tariffs levied on China, Mexico, and Canada. In a 7-4 decision, the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit rejected Trump's argument that the tariffs were permitted under the Emergency Economic Powers Act, calling them invalid as contrary to law.
The ruling will give the administration time to ask the U.S. Supreme Court to take up the case. Trump criticized the appeals court and its ruling, saying, "If allowed to stand, this decision would literally destroy the United States of America." Trump had declared a national emergency on trade, arguing that a trade imbalance was harmful to U.S. national security. But the court ruled that imposing tariffs was not within the president's mandate, and that setting levies was a core congressional power. In its 127-page judgment, the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit said the IEEPA neither mentions tariffs nor has procedural safeguards that contain clear limits on the president's power to impose tariffs.
Just days before Kim Jong-un is due to stand with Russia's Vladimir Putin to witness a display of China's military might, North Korea has released a propaganda film praising its troops' efforts in fighting for Russia in its war against Ukraine. The 20-minute video showed heavily dramatized shots of soldiers on a snow-covered battlefield. It also included aerial footage purporting to show damage inflicted by North Korean soldiers, with clips of explosions and targeted strikes.
Other parts of the video emphasized the soldiers' patriotism. It is unclear how much of the footage is authentic, or whether it has been staged or manipulated, as is common in North Korean propaganda. The video presents a rosy view of the situation on the ground in a theater that has become notorious for human wave attacks and horrific attrition rates on the Russian side. Western officials estimate that a third of the 12,000 North Korean troops believed to be part of the initial deployment were either killed or wounded. The program, initially shrouded in secrecy, was later confirmed by both Pyongyang and Moscow. In recent weeks, Kim finally acknowledged the loss of troops, holding 2 events in August to meet bereaved families.
At least 800 people have been killed and more than 1,300 others injured in Afghanistan after a 6.0 magnitude earthquake struck the country. The quake occurred 17 miles from the eastern city of Jalalabad, near the border with Pakistan, at around midnight local time. Because it hit a remote mountainous area, a spokesperson for the Afghan Public Health Ministry said it will take time to gather exact information about casualties and damage to infrastructure.
He called for international aid to tackle the devastation, which left rescue teams battling to reach remote areas and loved ones searching desperately through the rubble of homes. Construction quality is poor in rural Afghanistan, where buildings are often made of mud bricks and wood. Videos showed collapsed homes and rescuers combing for survivors. Injured people from these remote areas were seen being lifted on gurneys into helicopters. The death toll has risen to 800. Earlier, an Interior Ministry spokesperson said 622 people had been confirmed dead and more than 1,300 injured in the eastern provinces of Nangarhar, which include Jalalabad and Kunar.
Archaeologists and divers retrieved a trove of ancient treasures 2 weeks ago from a 2,000-year-old sunken city off the coast of Alexandria, Egypt. Cranes carefully lifted these ancient artifacts from the shallow seawater of Abu Qir Bay throughout the day, in front of gathered reporters. The artifacts included a headless statue, a sphinx, and a priest figure. According to the Egyptian Ministry of Antiquities, the site may have been an extension of the ancient city of Canopus.
In 2001, Egypt signed UNESCO's Convention on Underwater Cultural Heritage, limiting the retrieval of submerged artifacts. The rest will remain part of the country's sunken heritage. The Secretary General of Egypt's Supreme Council of Antiquities said the artifacts date back to successive periods, starting from the Ptolemaic era. The Ptolemaic era lasted nearly 300 years and was followed by Roman rule. Restoration work is underway on the newly uncovered artifacts, which are set to be featured in the Secrets of the Sunken City exhibition at the Alexandria National Museum. The exhibition currently showcases 86 rare artifacts that offer a glimpse into life during the Ptolemaic and Roman periods.
The answer for yesterday was B, counterweight. The independent media serve as a counterweight to government power. Did you answer correctly? Now let's delve into today's news. Putin hails unprecedentedly high relations with China. Number 1, unprecedentedly, 前所未有的. The company grew unprecedentedly fast after launching its new product. Number 2, solidarity, 团结一致. Workers showed solidarity during the strike. Number 3, withstand, 承受抵挡. The bridge is designed to withstand strong earthquakes. Next, we have a multiple choice question for everyone to practice. Which answer would you choose? You can write your answer in the comment section, and the correct answer will be announced tomorrow. The holiday itself was created and founded by the KRT Marketing Agency, an agency that provides talent acquisition services to companies all over the world. They decided to label this day as an opportunity to recognize talent acquisition professionals for their hard work. According to KRT Marketing, many companies wouldn't have labor today if it wasn't for talent acquisition teams working hard with companies to ensure new employees. And that's all for today's FUNDAY News. Be sure to tune into FUNDAY News from Monday to Friday and click the link below to join FUNDAY for free. I'm your host, Oceana, and I'll see you next time.